Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is WireDogSec back with another video for you guys. In today's video, we are going to take a look at some cyber news articles because my internet is out in my area and I'm waiting for it to be fixed so I can continue on with the Try Hack Me offensive security learning path. But without further ado, let's go ahead and check out some articles. First article here is from Bleeping Computers. It says hackers leak 2.7 billion data records with social security numbers. Oh boy. There's almost 2.7 billion records of personal information for people in the United States were leaked on a hacking forum, exposing names, social security numbers, all known physical addresses, and possible aliases. So basically, it seems like your entire life has been leaked on the internet. Well, maybe not your entire life, but a lot of it, according to this information here, says the data allegedly comes from National Public Data, a company that collects and sells access to personal data for use in background checks to obtain criminal records and used for private investigators. Right. So with that being said, obviously this stolen information can be used for, identity theft, stuff like that, fraud, et cetera, et cetera. And it probably, I'm going to go ahead and guess that this organization probably gave out like 2 years of free credit monitoring, something like that. Which is typical of breaches of this nature. But let's go ahead and continue on here. It says that national public data is believed to scrape this information from public sources to compile individual user profiles for people in the US and other countries. In April, a threat actor known as US DoD claimed to be selling 2.9 billion records containing the personal data of people in the US, UK, and Canada that was stolen from national public data. At this time, the actor attempted to sell the data for 3.5 million and claimed it contained records for every person in 3 countries. It says unknown. They're a known actor, a threat actor who was previously linked to an attempted sale of InfoGuard's user database in December 2023 for $50,000. The computer at this time contacted National Public Data and never received a response to our email. Of course not. They're not going to respond back. Stolen data leaked for free. Since then, various threat actors have released partial copies of the data, with each leak sharing a different number of records and in some cases different data. August 5th, threat actor known as whatever, leaked the most complete version of the stolen national public data for free on the breached hacking forums. You can see a snippet here. Yada yada yada. Let's see here. The leak records or data consist of two files totaling 277 gigabytes, containing nearly 2.7 billion plain text records rather than the original 2.9 billion number originally shared by US DoD. Says while Bleep Computer can't confirm if this leak contains the data for every person in the U.S., numerous people have confirmed to us that it included their name, or sorry, included their and families' legitimate information, including those who are deceased. So these records consisted of person's name, mailing address, and social security number, with some records including additional information like other names associated with the person. None of the data is encrypted. Shocker. That's crazy. Not you're gonna collect all this PII related information and not even encrypted and such. Like, what's going on here? But let's go ahead and skip through some of this here. All right, for the sake of time, it says that it's important to note that a person will have multiple records, one for each address they are known to have lived. This also means that the data breach did not impact 3 billion people as has been erroneously reported in many articles and did not properly research the data. Awesome. Some people have also told Bleeding Computer that their social security numbers were associated with other people they did not know, so not all information is accurate. All right, so as we can see there, even though there is a ton of information that was possibly leaked out, it says that some of it is inaccurate. Maybe that's why they couldn't really sell it. I'm not sure, but let's see here. Data breach has led to multiple class action lawsuits against Jericho Pictures, which is believed to be doing business as national public data for not adequately protecting people's data. If you live in the U.S., this data breach has likely leaked some of your personal information. Awesome. This sounds similar to Equifax data breach happened years ago. But let's go ahead and continue on to the next article here. And this one's from SC Media. Cybercrime group disables EDR software to launch ransom hub ransomware. A newly A new utility designed to terminate endpoint detection response (EDR) tools was observed being deployed by an undetermined criminal group in an attempt to attack an organization with ransomware. All right, this news, blah blah blah. Let's see what they're talking about here. Yeah. In an August 14th blog post, Sophos researchers said the EDR killing tool they dubbed EDR Kill Shifter attempted to use the utility to terminate Sophos protection on a targeted computer but failed. The researchers said they discovered EDR Kill Shifter in a post-mortem analysis. They also pointed out that in 2020 or since 2022, they have seen an increase in the sophistication of malware designed to disable EDR systems. Sophos said it previously published research on AWKIL, an killer tool. The um, team discovered, what the heck, so many errors in this article. The team discovered last year that it was being sold on criminal marketplaces. Craig Jones, Vice President of Security Operations at Ontanu, said that what he can gather, the cybercriminal group behind this operation remains unidentified, but its use of Ransom Hub suggests their experience and determined. Jones added that the fact that they're employing this tool and designed it specifically to disable EDR software is a clear indication of their sophistication. Looks like they start talking about bring your own vulnerable driver, BYOVD, which if you don't know what this is, I recommend looking into that. All right, this along with LL bins, stuff like that, you should be familiarized with. It says NBYOVD, and an attacker leverages a legitimately signed but vulnerable driver to undermine security mechanisms. Jones said essentially they tried to take advantage of a flaw in an existing driver, one that was already trusted by the system, to shut down DDR software without raising red flags. In 2022, the Lazarus Group explored a flaw in a Dell driver in a similar fashion, highlighting the effectiveness and danger of this technique. All right, and it just goes on to talk about so once EDR is out of the picture, these attackers can operate on a compromised system with much less risk of being detected, giving them a wider window to deploy ransomware or other malicious payloads. Right. So this is just another tool in the attacker's toolbox, right? Like I was talking about LL bins and stuff like that. So they're exploiting vulnerable drivers in the system and then launching or conducting their attacks after that. But let's see here. Threat actors trying to kill EDR agents on systems before going further in their chain of attacks is not new. Is not news, said Bombinik. However, security teams should keep tight controls on drivers being installed to avoid this tool. Right, you should have a pretty good understanding of application allow listing, block listing, stuff like that. Right, so have some controls built around this. That's why I'm sharing this article with you guys, right? So you can learn from the mistakes of other organizations. Luckily, they weren't able to disable this Sophos EDR. But let's continue on to another article here from State Scoop. Data stolen in Columbus, Ohio ransomware attack likely unusable, mayor says Columbus, Ohio Mayor Andrew Ginther said ransomware actors were unable to sell the city's data because it was corrupted or encrypted. Says the data stolen in a ransomware attack on Columbus, Ohio last month, which forced the city to shut down much of its technology operations, is likely unusable, says the mayor. Says the personal data that the threat actor published to the dark web was either encrypted or corrupted, said the majority of the data came by the threat actor is unusable. Ginther told reporters at a press conference Tuesday where he called the discovery a breakthrough in the city's forensic investigation of these recent attacks. So that's good. If it's corrupted or encrypted, I mean, you can't use it, obviously. I mean, let's see, the international hacking group Ryzeta claimed responsibility for the July attack on August 2nd. The group published screenshots as proof of 6.5 terabytes of stolen city data, including login information and other city data. It says a city fact sheet shared with State Scoop shows that Ryzeta tried to auction the stolen data on the dark web twice, once on July 20 or 31st and again on August 8th. Forensic experts involved in the investigation believe the auctions failed because the data was corrupted or encrypted. The fact sheet also shows the city never received a ransom demand from the threat actor. So it sounds like they got, I mean, pretty much lucky. Even though the threat actors came in, breached their system, stole the data, they can't use it. The threat actor also claimed to have 6.5 terabytes of data, but our forensics indicate they had far less, we believe that the screenshots of the data files are the most compelling asset that they had, but that sensitive files were either encrypted or corrupted. We believe this is why the data auction failed. All right, so that's all I'm going to cover in this article here. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Be sure to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Once you subscribe, be sure to hit that notification bell. All right, so you know every time I post a new video. As you can see here, most people that view my videos, view my channel, are not subscribed. Now, if you do subscribe, it will help me get into the YouTube algorithm so that we can continue to grow our glorious community here. As always, thank you all for taking the time to watch. Have a nice day and enjoy the video. And let's move to another one here. This one's from WDRB. Russian hackers may have stolen sensitive files from Jefferson County Clerk's office. And let's see what they're talking about here. Cyber hackers claim they stole files from Jefferson County Clerk's office in a ransomware attack last month that sent every Louisville branch offline for 5 days. And the clerk's office said Wednesday that those files may contain sensitive information. They may contain. You do not know. Maybe I guess that maybe the investigation is still going. I don't know. See, this is you should highlight this here because you should know what kind of data you have on your systems, right? You should have some kind of data security person or team in place. You should have some kind of data classification stuff in place as well. But let's go ahead and continue on here. The Russian hackers installed malicious software known as ransomware, locking files and demanding money. According to Jefferson County Clerk's Office Executive Director David Summerfield, he said this happened Monday, July 22nd. Summerfield testified Wednesday in Frankfurt in front of the six-member Investments in Information Technology Improvement and Modernization Projects Oversight Board, yada yada yada, operating as the group ransom hub, got into the network through a VPN. All right, it says through a VPN. So I'm wondering if they had managed to find valid credentials or if maybe found some kind of flaw in the VPN. I'm not sure. Maybe they phished somebody. As part of this attack, the hackers took specific steps to prevent us from recovering our data by deleting backups and disabling security tools, which is commonly used in these types of attacks. All right. They scanned the network for files that contain valuable or sensitive information. The hackers then encrypted the files on the shared drives and on the servers that host virtual machines. The hackers also encrypted the files on the computers that ran the virtual machines, making them unusable. So they got in there and started jacking up all kinds of stuff. Holy moly. A ransomware note was left on each encrypted device, but Summerfield said the hackers weren't able to access the cloud-based software where most of the clerk's office's sensitive information is held. Hackers were not able to access any of the cloud-based services that host our most critical applications, such as motor vehicle, titling, registration, voter registration, etc., etc. Um, Says these systems were not affected because they don't exist inside the clerk's network. However, Russian hackers claimed they did obtain something. On August 12th, the clerk's office was informed that the hackers posted a message on a dark web blog claiming they obtained files from the clerk's office, and a list of those files. Ashley Tinius, whatever, a spokesperson for the clerk's office, said the leaked files primarily consisted of Microsoft Word files and Excel spreadsheets, but that some of it may include more serious files. Some of those files may contain personnel files, social security numbers, and other sensitive information. They said in a written statement Wednesday, we're reviewing the leaked files to determine who we need to contact. We will send a letter to anyone we identify similar to other agencies and victim of malicious actors. Federal law for private companies gives a full 60 days to notify, yada, yada, yada. All right, so it seems like they're going to do the same thing. All right. When they discover that these files were in fact contained this sensitive information in them, they're probably going to give out some kind of free credit monitoring service, which is typical of the situations. But hopefully, people will learn from the mistakes of others, as I said earlier, right? Now let's continue on to another one. Here, this is from ABC 12 News. Criminal ransomware attack affecting the city of Flint, which is in Michigan, by the way. The FBI and the Attorney General's office are investigating a criminal ransomware attack on the city of Flint that began Wednesday morning. The attack caused an internal network and internet outage. The city is unaware at this time whether resident or employee personal data has been impacted. So obviously they're still investigating if they don't know what's been impacted, right? So this makes me also believe that maybe they didn't have a good inventory of the data on their systems, but who knows? We'll probably discover more information as this story unravels. It says they didn't affect emergency services. Says according to the city, IT department is currently working with cyber security experts to better understand what occurred and when progress to restore services can be made. All right, so yeah, they're still investigating it and trying to get stuff back up and running. Cash and check payments can only be made to the city at this time. Online credit card payments for water, sewer, and tax payments are unable to be made at this time. So took down the payment systems. All right, which is typical whenever the city governments get attacked, right? They're taking down the payment system. So now um, people that live in that area aren't able to pay their bills and such. The city says the late fees or penalties will be waived and no water shutoffs will happen. Other impacts that the city is facing include some city employees do not have access to email, a gap in the city's phone system. The city of Flint asks anyone to call during normal business hours and be patient. Voicemail services are working intermittently, and some messages have been lost. So hopefully they get their environment back up and running and get this whole situation squared away. And hopefully the attackers didn't manage to, affect things too badly, as in exfiltrating a lot of sensitive information. But who knows? Let's see how this goes as time progresses on. Next article here is from NIST.gov. NIST releases first three finalized post-quantum encryption standards. All right, here's a little summary of what they discussed in this article. NIST has released a final set of encryption tools designed to withstand the attack of a quantum computer. These post-quantum encryption standards secure a wide range of electronic information, from confidential emails to e-commerce transactions that propel the modern economy. NIST is encouraging computer system administrators to begin transitioning to the new standards as soon as possible. That's right. So as soon as they get these quantum computers squared away and they have them working properly, and that they can actually be, cost effective, then current encryption will be useless because the quantum computers will be able to crack that like it's nothing. It's really interesting that they were able to develop these standards when quantum um, co- computing and stuff like that isn't really, you know, um, in effect these days. So I wonder how they did that. That's really interesting. But I'm not going to read through this entire article here because it's pretty lengthy. But let's just try to highlight some points in here. It says that the three new standards are built for the future. Quantum computing technology is developing rapidly, and some experts predict that a device with the capability to break current encryption methods could appear within a decade. That's not that's not too long. Threatening the security and privacy of individuals, organizations, and entire nations. As I said before, as soon as they get that squared away, modern day encryption as it stands now will be utterly useless. It says the advancement of quantum computing plays an essential role in reaffirming America's status as a global technology powerhouse and driving the future of our economic security. It says commerce bureaus are doing their part to ensure U.S. competitiveness in quantum, including the National Institute of Standards and Technology, which is NIST, which is at the forefront of this whole of government effort. NIST is providing invaluable expertise to develop innovative solutions to our quantum challenges, including security measures like post quantum cryptography that organizations can start to implement to secure our post quantum future. As this decade long endeavor continues, we look forward to continuing Commerce's legacy of leadership in this vital space. It says that these standards containing the encryption algorithms, computer code, instructions for how to implement them, and their intended uses are the result of an 8-year effort managed by NIST. Now, I remember hearing about quantum computing back in like 2017 at a different employer, and I remember my manager asked me to look into quantum computing and stuff. So I was looking into it for a little bit. They're talking about qubits and a bunch of other stuff. I've obviously forgotten most of everything about it because it's been so long. But this is highly interesting, looking at this quantum encryption, quantum computing stuff. So definitely check it out if you're interested in that. And then I believe near the bottom here, it starts talking about some of the standards here. Crystals, Kyber crystals, whatever that is. Sphinx Plus and Falcon slated for standardization in 2022. Release drafts in 2023. The fourth draft standard based on Falcon is planned for late 2024. It starts listing out some other stuff here, talking about FIPS 203, FIPS 204, FIPS 205. And so be sure to stay abreast of this quantum stuff because it may affect your career if they're saying that it could be in existence in like 10 years. So anyway, let's go ahead and continue to the last one here. Actually, no, that's going to be the last article. So hopefully you have found this video of value. Hopefully you learned something from these various cyber attacks, ransomware attacks, data breaches, etc., etc. If you found this video of value, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, comment below your thoughts and opinions on the information shared in the video, and I will see you later as soon as my internet is back up and running. Have a nice day.